make you feel when people consider you a legend? You know, when people call you that, you know, like, come on, something.
Strange feeling. It's a well, I don't know. It's like that. I step out of myself to say, how is that? I don't know. I love music. I just love music, and if people have enjoyed my music and the music that we did with Eurythmics, that is, that is very satisfying to me, because I have a passion that hasn't changed, and it's still the way it was. The motivation is the same, and so it's like almost like an investigative journey. Like, how can you write wonderful songs? How can you, write great lyrics that touch people? How can you do that? It just seems like such a mystery to me still, and that's why I so respect great artists. I love the artists that write and perform, and they do the whole thing themselves, and they're not formulaic, and they're individual, and they're autonomous. Does that answer the question? Okay, next year, well, it seems quite appropriate, but I have a record coming out called the Annie Lennox Collection. Yes, the Annie Lennox Collection. And that'll be a kind of greatest hits package, and I think it's fine. It's a nice sort of round off to a long, long period of being with a record company for 30 years. Shit. That's ancient, isn't it? I'm an artifice. I'm an ancient artifice, actually. I'm not really a legend. I'm a cracked vase.
So what advice would you give to up-and-coming artists, much like the American Idol winners and the artists tonight?
Yeah, somebody else has been asking me about this advice affair. And I think there are so many pitfalls that I am going to have to write a book about it. So, it's a surreal journey, because, you project yourself into this world that eats you up and puts you into little images and spreads you around the world. And I think it's a dangerous one for a lot of people, because, if you don't have your feet fully on the ground and you don't have good people around you, it can take you off. And you've seen it. You've seen, the car crashes of this industry, so I get a little bit concerned. I think there should be some safe boundaries for people, and I don't always think that living the life of so-called celebrity and fame is necessarily everything it's cracked up to be. And I think it's it's a lot of pressure on a young person, to lose your anonymity is actually a very big deal. It's not like, yeah, hey, I've made it, now I must be, wow, the sun shines out of my rear end, it doesn't work like that.
Good evening, Annie. Over here. Hi. I've listened to your music, from Zimbabwe, and your music transcends borders. And
music transcends borders, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Music does that.
Yeah, and you've had impact, and I'm sure even on the likes of the Hugh Masegalas and Miriam Makeba, and I'm sure you've heard Miriam Makeba.
I did, yeah.
I want to get your thoughts on that. And what do you think that impact had on the music industry in general?
Well, I think that Miriam Makeba represents the most extraordinary moment in time. This was a woman who was born in a country that was racially divided, and divisively so, in a kind of fascistic regime of apartheid. And I think that her life probably reflected that. And, I just have to say this, that I am so thrilled that Obama has become president. I know Alicia mentioned this. I felt watching Obama get there, and I was very frightened that he wasn't going to make it. It really worried me, because I couldn't see what the future would be with the other ticket. And this is my personal view, of course. And seeing a man of color, be there, be in that place, has lifted my spirit. And I actually feel this thing about race and racism. It's hurt me so badly for years. I sing, from my heart, and I sing with a kind of black. It comes out of me, but my skin is white. But so what? Why? What does the difference? What was ever the difference? I don't understand it. It's always made me so sad. So I feel now maybe we've got just the symbolic fact that Obama is there in that place. It must mean that young black men especially can say, you know what? This world is for me. I am not excluded because of my color. It has to be. We're so backward. How can we possibly? This country is. Did you notice how the Republicans are all white? It was bizarre. How can that be? You have to reflect if you're going to stand there and sing about the Stars and Stripes and say, you know, that Star-Spangled Banner and all of that sort of stuff, and it's the land of the free and the home of the brave, you better be sure you're talking about everybody. So that's, you know, I mean, I'm not telling you anything. This is calls to Newcastle. I'm not telling you anything you don't know already. But, you know, just that feeling of like, hey, when I see like it's always a certain kind of person that is cleaning the rooms and in the, you know, doing that kind of, the kind of shitty work, I feel so bad that I want to see that changed. So I'm happy